Good afternoon, dear students. So in the last class, we had discussed about the two of the data pre-processing techniques. Okay, so we have seen that is dimensionality reduction. Okay, and then one more is sampling. Okay, so till now we have discussed three that is data pre-processing techniques. First one is aggregation, and second one is sampling. In that again we have got three different kinds. Okay, so then third one is about the dimensionality reduction. Okay, so now coming to the fourth, that is a pre-processing technique. So it is feature subset selection. Okay, so again, see, while explaining the dimensionality reduction, I told that, see, feature subset selection, see, it is also one kind of a dimensionality reduction only. So in dimensionality reduction, we will be reducing the number of attributes or dimensions which are present in the data so that we can run our data mining algorithm, okay, or we can perform our analysis in an effective way. Okay, so here also in case of feature subset selection, it is also one kind of a dimensionality reduction technique only. It will be reducing the dimensionality of the data set. Okay, so it will be reducing the dimensionality by selecting only a subset of features or the attributes here. So for example, see in the student data base or data set, see if you have got 10 attributes like student name, USN, and then name, age, marks, okay, then gender, okay, address, like that. If you have got total 10 attributes, say if I want to calculate the average of the marks, then the attributes like the address, okay, and then age, gender, all these are not required for me. So what I can do is I can select only the attributes which are required for performing my task. Like I require name and then USN and then marks. See, these three attributes are sufficient for me to perform my analysis task, that is calculation of the aggregate. So instead of considering all the attributes, we can choose only a subset of attributes. So that process, okay, so that method is called as feature subset selection. As the name says here, selection of subset of features out of the collection of features. Okay, so it is also one kind of a dimensionality reduction technique where we will be choosing only a subset of features. Okay, see, even though see this technique, see it may look important or somewhat interesting for many people. See, we may lose some of the important information also. Okay, see, because since we are that is reducing the number of dimensions, or we are selecting only a subset of features here, so sometimes we may lose that is important information. But the advantage is, suppose if you have got any redundant or irrelevant attributes, see this that is pre-processing technique, it is very, very effective. Say if in your data set, if you have got redundant attributes, I will give you example for redundant and the irrelevant attributes. Okay, so if you have got the irrelevant or the redundant attributes in your data set, see if you want to reduce the dimensionality, then this is one of the best techniques to do so. Okay, so now coming to, so what are the different redundant and the relevant attributes that will be present in the data set or the data? Okay, so redundant attributes, as you know, it is a duplicate attribute or the feature. So duplicate data you will be having in your data set, which is not required at all, because if you got a duplicate data, so it will be taking more time for performing your analysis. So instead of that, you can remove that duplicate data or redundant features from your data set. Okay, so redundant features, see they will be having duplicate features here. They will be replicating or duplicating some of the data or the information or complete data. Okay, so some of the attributes or the features, they will be duplicate, or almost all the attributes will be duplicate in the data. So we don't want such redundant attributes in our data set. Okay, so for example, see in the student data set, okay, so the student USN and the roll number, okay, see both the attributes, they almost specify the same kind of data. Okay, so either I can use the student USN or the roll number, I don't require both. So what I can do, I can consider only USN, that is sufficient for me. So I can remove that duplicate or redundant attribute here. Okay, so in the same way, see if we consider the sales information. Okay, so in the sales information, see purchase price of the item, okay, and the amount of sales tax which you will be paying. See, both the attributes, they will be having same information. Even in the that is purchase price also, see the tax which you will be paying, it will be mentioned there. Okay, so this purchase price and the amount of sales tax which you are paying, they are redundant here. Okay, so they convey the same information. So such attributes or the data will not be required. So I can remove such kind of attributes using feature subset selection. Okay, and one more is irrelevant attributes. See, irrelevant attributes are the attributes which will not be useful to perform your data mining task. Okay, so these are the attributes which are not at all helping you to perform your data mining task. So as I said, in the student data set, see, if you want to find the average of the marks of the students, then the other attributes like age, okay, and then date of birth, address, see, all these things are not required for you. Those are irrelevant attributes for calculating your average. So you can remove such attributes using this technique. Okay, so irrelevant attributes are the attributes that are not useful for performing your data mining task. So again, as I said, say in case of student ID, say in case of student data set, say student ID numbers, see that is USN or the roll numbers, see they are not required at all for predicting the student's grade point average. That is for calculation of the student grade point average. See those student ID numbers and then age, date of birth, and then address, all these attributes are not at all required. So we can remove such attributes using feature subset selection. So whenever the data contains the redundant and the irrelevant attributes, they can be removed, okay, with the help of feature subset selection technique. Okay. So now coming to the that is irrelevant and the redundant attributes. Okay, so these irrelevant and the redundant attributes, see, they are going to reduce the data analysis accuracy. That is, classification and the clustering accuracy will be reduced. See, what is this classification and clustering? See, we will be studying that in the 4th and 5th module. Okay, so that is also one kind of a data mining task. See, as I said, in case of classification, say we will be assigning the labels to the data objects or the that is tuples which are present in the database. Okay. So in clustering, we will be grouping the similar data and we will be forming a cluster. So for such task, see this redundant and the irrelevant attributes, they are going to reduce the accuracy, okay, and the quality of the clusters. Okay, so whenever you have got these kinds of features or the attributes, you must remove them from the data set. Okay, and also see one thing what we can do is we can remove these redundant and irrelevant attributes by using our common sense. Okay, common sense means, for example, see that is human nature. See, as I said, in case of students information, I don't want the other attributes like age, okay, and then gender and then address. See, if you have a good common sense, you can easily find those irrelevant and the duplicate attributes and you can remove them. That is using common sense, or even the domain knowledge can be used. See, if you got a thorough that is data mining knowledge, then that can also be used to remove such irrelevant or the duplicate attributes from the data set. Okay. So one of the better approaches, see, we can follow some systematic approach. Okay. Systematic approach means we can consider some of the subset of features. Okay. We can select the best subset of features. Okay. By considering many different subsets here. Okay. That will be considered as one of the systematic approach. Okay. So the best approach is, see, we can consider all the possible subsets of features here as the input for the data mining algorithm. See, for example, see, if you got 5 features here, okay, like again, if I consider the student data set, student name and then USN, okay, then marks, then age, and then let us consider address. See, if you got these 5 attributes, see, subset of features I can consider. Subset means first time I can consider student name and then marks. That is one subset. And next time student USN and then marks. And then student name and then age. Like that, subset of all the possible subsets we can consider. Okay, and that can be given as input to the data mining algorithm. And then we can consider the subset which is going to give me the best result. So whatever subset you're going to give, So if that subset, if it gives you the best data mining result, so that we can consider as the best, that is feature selected. Okay. So one more thing is, say, if you consider the subsets here, if you got n attributes here, see total number of possible subsets will be 2 raised to n. So if there are 3 attributes or the features like student name and then age and then marks, see total number of subsets will be 2 raised to 3, that is 8. 8 number of subsets will be there. So I need to consider all these possible subsets as the input to the data mining algorithm. And then I need to choose the subset that will be giving me the best result. So whichever subset gives me the best result, that I can consider as the ideal features here for my data mining algorithm. Okay. So for this feature subset selection, see we have got 3 different kinds of approaches. Okay, for this feature selection. See, one technique is that is by considering all the subset of features. See, all the subset of features means if you have got n attributes, then I need to consider 2 raised to n subsets. But that will be quite difficult for us, okay, because it will be consuming a lot amount of that is time and also processing cost. So instead of that, we have got 3 other techniques for feature selection here. So one is embedded approach, that is first one. Embedded approaches. Second one is filter approach, and the third one is wrapper approach. Okay, see these are the 3 different, that is techniques which we can which we can use in order to that is select this best subsets of features here. So I will explain what is the difference here. Okay, so see here, embedding, in case of embedded approach, see this feature selection. Okay, so that is a selection of the subset of features. See, it will be done by the data mining algorithm only. See, whenever this data mining algorithm is working, okay, during its operation, this data mining algorithm will only decide which is the subset of features which is required for performing its task. Okay, and it will be ignoring the other attributes or the features which are not required. So in the embedded approach, see that this feature selection will be a part, implicit part of this data mining algorithm. It will be embedded in the data mining algorithm only. The data mining algorithm itself is going to choose which are the subset of features which are required for its operation. While performing its operation, it will only choose the best subset of features. Okay, and it will decide which is the suitable feature, and it will ignore the other features or the attributes which are not required. This is embedded approach. See, second one is filter approach. See, in case of filter approach, see, before running the data mining algorithm, okay, I need to choose which are the features which are required. It will not depend on the data mining algorithm here. And the data mining algorithm will not decide the features here. Instead of that, see, the data mining, that is data miners or the knowledge workers, they must decide which are the features or the attributes which are required for running the data mining algorithm. So before running the algorithm itself, we need to decide, we need to filter which are the attributes of the features. Okay. So it will not be dependent on the data mining algorithm here. It is independent. But in case of embedded approach, so it is completely dependent on the data mining algorithm. So data mining algorithm itself will choose which is the best feature or the attribute, and it will ignore the other attributes which are not required. But in case of filter approach, say before running the data mining algorithm, so you need to choose which are the attributes or the features which are required for the operation of the algorithm. You need to filter them, and it is independent of the data mining algorithm. And third one is, see, wrapper approach. In case of wrapper approach, see, we will be having some separate data mining algorithm that is called as a target data mining algorithm. So that target data mining algorithm, see, will be acting as a black box. See, that will be giving you the best subset of features. See, you got one algorithm, that is your main data mining algorithm. See, apart from that, you will be having a separate target data mining algorithm. So using that target data mining algorithm, you will be selecting the best subset of features here. Okay. So I hope that, say, everyone understood the differences here. See, in case of embedding approach, the algorithm itself, which algorithm you're using, that algorithm itself will be choosing the best subset of features. In case of filter approach, the attributes or the features must be selected before running the data mining algorithm. In the beginning only, you need to choose which are the best subset of features for your algorithm. So it is independent of data mining algorithm. See, in case of wrapper approach, we will be having a separate data mining algorithm that is called as a target data mining algorithm. So that target data mining algorithm will act as a black box here, and it will be giving you a best subset of features which are required for running your main data mining algorithm. Okay. So now coming to the architecture or a flowchart of the feature subset selection. That is how this process is going to happen. See how we are going to choose the subset of features. So this diagram, so it is representing the architecture, okay, or the flowchart of your feature subset selection process here. Okay. So now I will explain you these steps which are involved here. See, if you look at this diagram, okay, so we have got mainly 4 steps here. Okay, so this is one search strategy, and second one is evaluation. Okay, and then stopping criteria, and last one is validation procedure. See, these are the 4 steps which are involved in the feature subset selection. Okay, so I will explain you in detail. See what exactly these 4 steps are. Okay, so just try to understand here. See this diagram. See, it is indicating the 4 steps which are involved in the feature subset selection. So one is search strategy, and then second one is evaluation measure. Okay, and third one is stopping criteria, and fourth one is validation procedure. So first one is the search strategy. See, this search strategy actually, see, it will be controlling the generation of the new subset of features. See, ultimately, see, your aim using the feature subset selection is you want to choose the subset of features. So out of 10 features, for example, for your data mining algorithm, you will be choosing only 5 features or 6 features based on your algorithm. So I want to get the output as the best subset of features for my algorithm. So for that, see, I need to control the generation of the subset of features here. So that will be controlled with the help of search strategy here. So this search strategy, so it will be doing the selection on all of the subset of features here. It will be choosing, so which is the best subset of features here. So using the search strategy, you will be able to find which is the appropriate subset of features here. So it will be controlling the that is all the possible subset of features here. Okay. So this search strategy, so it must be inexpensive because see you will be performing the searching strategy here in all the available attributes. It must be inexpensive because see if you got less number of attributes, that is fine. Then 10 attributes, out of that the selection of the 3 attributes or 5 attributes or 8 attributes, that will be fine. Suppose if you got thousands of attributes, 10,000, 20,000, then it will be somewhat costlier. Okay, so you need to design a search strategy such that it must be inexpensive, and also it must give you the optimal subset of attributes or the features. So that is the characteristics of the search strategy. So search strategy is nothing but, see, it is one of the method. Okay, so this method, see, it is going to control the generation of the subset of features. Okay, so with the help of this, you can control how many features you can generate. Okay, so in order to use this search strategy, okay, it must have two that is characteristics of the characteristics of the features here. So one is this search strategy must be inexpensive, it must not be costlier. Okay, second thing is, so it must give you the optimal subset of features which will be suitable for your data mining algorithm. So that is the characteristics of the that is search strategy. So this is the first step. So using this search strategy, you will get the output as a subset of features. Best features you will get. Okay, so attributes are given as input. For example, 10,000 attributes if you got, you will give that input as input to the search strategy. So search strategy, it will select the best subset of features and it will give you the output as subset of features. Okay, so next thing is, see, once you get the subset of attributes or the features here, you need to evaluate them. So you need to measure the that is subsets here in order to evaluate them. So you need some measure here. So that is, what is the metric I can use here in order to say that these subset of features are good. Okay. So see here, this evaluation step, see, it is one of the integral step of this search strategy only. See, both this evaluation and the search strategy, they will be performed, or they will be together placed in the architecture. They will be present as an integral part here. Okay. So this search strategy, see, it is going to require one of the evaluation measure here. You require some evaluation measure here. See, in order to determine the goodness of subset of attributes or the features. So you need to say that whatever subset of features you have selected, they are good. Okay. So in order to say that they are good, you need one metric. For example, say if I consider the that is if I want to call a student as a good student, okay, so I need one metric, right? Like based on the marks, I can say that this student is a good student, or based on the behavior of this student, I can say that this student is a good student. Okay. So in the same way, see here, whatever subset of features you have chosen, so those features, I have to call them as a good features or the attributes for the data mining algorithm, and they are suitable. I need to say that, I need to conclude that they are suitable for my data mining algorithm. So for that, I need some measures here. Okay. So the measures which will be used in the, that is feature subset selection of this part, that is evaluation part. See, they are going to differ in the, that is wrapper approach and the filter approach. See, based on this, that is wrapper approach and the feature approach, see, the measure which will be used here in these two approaches will be different. Okay. So in case of filter approach, see, the measures, they are going to predict, see, how well the actual data mining algorithm is going to perform on a given set of attributes. See, one of the evaluation measures, see, which you will be using in the filter approach is, see, once you get this subset of attributes, see, you will be predicting, see, how well or how good your data mining algorithm is going to work with these subset of attributes. That is, you will be predicting here the performance of the data mining algorithm. That is in case of filter approach. So in case of filter approach, see, once you get this subset of features, see, you need to predict, that is how good or how much result your data mining algorithm is going to give with this subset of features. Okay, that is the measure which will be used in the that is filter approach. Okay, so in case of filter approach, we will be predicting, see, how well our data mining algorithm is going to work with the subset of features. It means that, see, for example, if I consider again the example of the students, okay, so for example, if I got a student called XYZ, so I will be predicting how many marks, okay, how much marks or the percentage he will be securing in the examination. Okay. So based on that, I can say that he's a good student. That is prediction. It is not an actual result. I'm just predicting that, see, that student called XYZ, he will be scoring this much marks. So if he is scoring that much marks, I can say that he's a good student. So in the same way, in the filter approach, see, we will be using the prediction metric here in order to predict how well the data mining algorithm is going to work with the given set of attributes. Okay. But in case of the wrapper approach, this is about the filter approach. So in case of filter approach, we will be predicting here. In case of wrapper approach, say, actually we will be running the target data mining algorithm here. We will run the target data mining algorithm. Okay. So, and to that target data mining algorithm, we will be giving this subset of attributes as input, and will measure the result of that data mining algorithm. Okay. So if it gives the good result, then that subset of features will be considered as good subset of features. So you know what is a wrapper approach is. In case of wrapper approach, we will be having a separate target data mining algorithm. Okay. So using that target data mining algorithm, we will run that algorithm using the subset of features, and if it gives the result, okay, good result, so that subset of features will be considered as a good subset of features. Okay. So here the second step is, that is about the evaluation measure. So evaluation measure will be used here in order to measure the goodness of subset of attributes. Okay. So whether that subset of attributes is good for my data mining algorithm or not, that I need to evaluate here. So for that, we require the measure here. So we have got two different kinds of measures based on the method of feature subset selection. See, if it is a that is a filter approach. In case of filter approach, we will be predicting how well the data mining algorithm is going to work with the subset of attribute. That is a prediction. It is not an actual result. Just we will say that this data mining algorithm will work with this much of accuracy. Okay, so that we will be doing in the filter approach. But in case of wrapper approach, see, we will be actually running the target data mining algorithm and then we will get the result. Okay, so if the results are good, then we can say that this is the good subset of attributes. Okay, so now we have evaluated. Okay, so we are done with the evaluation. Next thing is, see, we need to check the stopping condition. Okay, stopping condition or the criteria is nothing but, see, when we need to stop this generation of subset of attributes. So each time we will be generating the subset of attributes and then we will be evaluating them. Okay, then what is the stopping criteria? How many subset of features we need to generate? Okay, so here we have got some of the stopping criteria here. Okay, so one of the stopping criteria is based on the number of iterations. See how many iterations, okay, of the algorithm will be run here. So for example, 10 times, 20 times, okay, 30 times, 100 times. Okay, so those many subset of features we can generate. That is one of the kind of a stopping criteria. See, second one is based on the value of the subset evaluation measure. See, you have evaluated the subsets here. So the result, whatever you have got, see, based on that value also, you can decide whether I need to stop the generation of subset of attributes. Okay, so one is based on the number of iterations. Second one is based on the value of the subset of the attributes, that is evaluation measure. Okay, based on that value also, we can decide on whether we need to continue or we need to stop. Okay, and third one is, see, based on the size of the subset of attributes, whether we have got the accurate or correct subset of attributes. So based on that also, we can decide on the stopping here. Okay, or else we can consider the combination of the size and the evaluation measure. Okay, so both the size and the value of the evaluation measure can be considered to stop the generation of subset of attributes. So here, see, what we will be doing is, see, we will be using some stopping criteria here in order to stop the generation of the that is subset of attributes. At one point, I need to stop the generation here. So here we have got different stopping criteria. Like one is based on the number of iterations. So 20 iterations, 30 iterations. That is also one of the kind of stopping criteria. Second one is, say, based on the value of the evaluation measure. So you have evaluated the goodness of the that is subset of attributes on the data mining algorithm. So you have got one evaluation value here. So based on that also, I can decide whether it has reached our value or whether it is beyond the threshold. See, that is also one kind of a stopping criteria. And third one is based on the size of subset of attributes. See, if you have got one accurate size, so based on that also, you can stop the generation, or else you can consider the combination of, that is the size of the subset of attributes and the evaluation value. Okay, so these are the different strategies which we can use in the stopping criteria. Okay, see, once you choose this, you will be having the selected attributes. See, out of these subset of attributes, all these attributes, you will be using the stopping criteria and you will get this subset of attributes here. Again, some of the attributes you will be selecting. Okay, so now the selected attributes must be validated here. So validation is nothing but we will be checking these subset of attributes and we will be running them. Those subset of attributes will be given as input to the target data mining algorithm and they will be evaluated here. Okay, so whatever subset of attributes you have got, you will be validating here. Validation is nothing but, so you will be giving them as input to the target data mining algorithm. Okay, so one of the evaluation measure is, so you'll run that algorithm, okay, on full subset of features, and you'll run that algorithm with only these selected features. Complete set of attributes will be given as input to the algorithm. Okay, and one side you will be running the algorithm with only these selected attributes. So if you get the result, both the results as equal or approximately equal, then we can say that these selected attributes are validated or they are accurate. Okay, so one of the validation procedure or the evaluation procedure is, see, we can run the algorithm with the complete set of features. For example, if you got 100 features, see all those 100 features will be given as input to the target data mining algorithm, and then you run that algorithm and get the results. Okay, and then only selected features, subset of features, for example 10 features, I will give as input to the target data mining algorithm, and I will run that algorithm and get the results. So you have got the result of complete features, and you have got the results of only subset of features. So compare these two results. If they are equal or approximately equal, then we can say that these subset of features selected are accurate or they are validated. This is one of the technique. See, second technique is, see, we can use the different feature selection algorithms here. Okay, so multiple feature selection algorithms we can use to select the subset of features, and then we will compare these with the results of the running of the data mining algorithm on each of the subset. Okay, so for example, say I can choose three subset of features here. Okay, using data mining algorithm, and then in the second thing, the data set, I can have four subset of features, and then in the third data set, I can have three subset of features. See, on each of these subsets, I will run the algorithm. Okay, after running the algorithm, I will get the result and then compare these results with each other. Okay, so and I will choose the subset of features which are going to give me the good result. This is second technique. So first technique, we have chosen the complete set, we have taken the complete set of attributes or the features, and they are run on the data mining algorithm, and then we will get the result. And one side we have taken the subset of attributes and we have run that on the target data mining algorithm, and we will get the result. So we'll compare the complete set of features results with the subset of features. If they are equal, then we can say that these subset of selected attributes are accurate. Okay, so second method is, see, in the second method, see, we will be choosing or we will be running the uh, feature subset selection algorithms on the attributes, and we will be choosing subset of attributes here. For example, 3 features, 4 features, 5 features, like that. And we will run the target data mining algorithm on each of these subset of features. And we will choose the subset of features which has got the good result. That will be chosen as the best subset of features. Okay. So this is about the architecture of the feature subset selection. Okay. So I hope that everyone understood these four that is steps which are involved here. One is search strategy, and second one is the evaluation. Okay, and third one is stopping criteria, and then fourth one is the that is a subset of features which will be evaluated. So this is about the that is fourth pre-processing technique. Okay, so next topic, so better we will discuss in the next class. Okay, just wait for 2 minutes. I will